Julius Caesar, one of the greatest commanders of antiquity, the champion of the Roman people, the conqueror of Gaul, a Roman governor, consul, and dictator. He systematically moved up the political ladder, soon becoming the most powerful man in Rome. How then did a man so influential and loved end up on the floor of the Senate with 23 stab wounds in his body? This is the story of Gaius Julius Caesar. He was born on July 12, 100 BCE in Rome, Italy, to a patrician family who claimed descent from the legendary Trojan hero Aeneas. His mother Aurelia was from an influential family, while his father was the governor of the Asian province. His family was not very influential in politics at the time of his birth, although his aunt Julia did marry Gaius Marius, who was one of the most important leaders of the late Roman Republic. Tragedy struck a 16-year-old Caesar when his father passed away and he became the head of his family. Although not much else was recorded about Caesar's childhood, it is known that Caesar formed strategic alliances and friendships with the Roman nobility. Caesar would then marry Cornelia, the daughter of Lucius Cornelius Cinna, a political ally of Marius. After Sulla's rise to power and the exile of Marius, Sulla stripped Caesar of his wealth, his priesthood, and ordered Caesar to divorce Cornelia. The young man refused and went into hiding. He would only return to Rome 6 years later in 78 BCE. Caesar is one of the most decorated and accomplished military generals of all time. With his conquest of Gaul and his incursion into Britannia, there is much to discuss when it comes to his military prowess and achievements. Caesar would often use a political pretense in order to justify his conquest. In this way, his political and military career are closely intertwined. This forces us to analyze both his political and military activities in the same scope of reference. Let's start at the beginning. After leaving Rome, Caesar joined the army and served under Marcus Minucius Thermus in Sicilia, in the province of Asia Minor. He would win the civic crown, the second highest military honor, for his part in the siege of Mytilene in 81 BCE. In 78 BCE, after Sulla's death, Caesar, back in Rome, turned to legal advocacy as a criminal lawyer and became known for his exceptional oratory. This would unequivocally place him in the reform faction and have him act as a voice for the people. On his way to Rhodes to learn oratory, Sicilian pirates in the Aegean Sea captured a 25-year-old Caesar and held him for ransom. Caesar acted superior to his captors, although the pirates took this as a joke. When Caesar heard the pirates demanded a ransom of 20 talents, he was insulted and demanded they raise the ransom to 50 talents. This, along with the fact that the young Caesar told the pirates he would hunt them down once released, displays the amount of self-confidence and pride Caesar held, even at a young age. He would capture and kill the pirates after his release. The following year, in 74 BCE, he added to his military reputation when he assembled a private army in order to combat the king of Pontus, Mithridates VI, who had declared war on the Roman Empire. This display of proactivity by Caesar would turn out to be one of the defining characteristics of his military career. Between 70 and 68 BCE, he would form an alliance with Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, also known as Pompey. He would be elected a quaestor in Hispania Ulterior. Later in this period, his wife Cornelia and his aunt Julia would pass away. He would give a famous oratorical performance at his aunt's funeral, praising her and her family. This was Caesar's way of claiming inheritance to Marius' wealth. It is also said that in Hispania, after seeing a statue of Alexander the Great, Caesar, now 32, would realize that at the same age, Alexander had conquered most of the known world, while Caesar had achieved nothing of great significance. This sparked a fire in Caesar's heart and would fuel an ambition that would shake the very foundation of Rome. Caesar married Pompeia, the granddaughter of Sulla. After he returned from his term in Hispania, Caesar got elected aedile. He would gain the people's support by hosting great festivities. Caesar was elected Pontifex Maximus, or high priest, in 63 BCE. He became praetor the next year. This made the opposing faction very nervous, as Caesar held tremendous support from the majority of the population. The year after, in 61 BCE, Caesar would acquire the position of governor of Hispania, the same place he was quaestor several years earlier. This marked a pivotal point in the nature of Caesar's career. His earlier political posts were handled normally, just as any other aspiring politician. From now on, Caesar's actions would take on a more criminal aspect, as he started to disregard the senatorial powers in favor of his own ambition. He would start having to hold a political or military position in order to maintain his immunity from prosecution. He conducted expeditions in Portugal and gained loot and territory. These conquests would foreshadow his Gallic Wars. Caesar would return to Rome with the ability to enter the city under triumph or run for the consular elections, although he could not do both. Caesar chose the consulship in order to maintain his legal immunity.